Welcome to the Lumber Lounge and Garage. We're here at the Chili Bowl Nationals for the JST Motorsports live shows presented by Forge Construction. It's Duval Electric Day. We have Steve Carbone on today. He's still getting some things lightened out in the pits. It's bench racing. We're here.
Bench
We're in the
racing,
building.
man. Excited.
I got my buddy Shane here with us.
I'm excited.
Man, this is the week.
It's gonna be an awesome week.
It's what we've been working for.
If the racing's anything like it was for the shootout,
Oh,
bro, we're in for a huge treat.
man, so the shootout, we talked about it obviously off camera, but the way the track was for the whole week was actually pretty phenomenal.
It was unreal. I mean, you think of how many cars actually hits that track, that hits that surface every day. And listen, it doesn't equate for everybody in the building, but it's never going to equate for everybody in the building. And the one thing that they really try to focus on is trying to get the tracks right for the main races, your qualifiers, your features, which the features in every class on Saturday was unreal. And obviously the last one with Kyle and Christopher and Steven Snyder. I mean, listen, Steven, everybody has said that he probably would have won the race, but to come down to being that close of a finish after 55 laps is pretty awesome.
I agree with you. I think he would have won the race, but I don't think Seabell, when he took that check to the bank, they asked him if Steven Snyder cut a right rear on the fence.
They don't. They never do.
But even outside of the non-wing race, the 55 lapper, every single feature actually had a lot of, like, Larson came from the back of the A class to win that.
Yep.
Caitlin made a lot of noise on social media by saying just old kids beating up, or old
two
guys
NASCAR guys beating up
go.
on the kids.
Yeah. You got older guys that still race against these kids every week that aren't Kyle Larson, and so, I mean, it's still the best of the best. It was still great for the shootout. It was great for the Expo Raceway.
It was.
The Edwards family, Gravel, the Hahn family, they did such a great job of getting the track ready. I mean, I helped the Uyghur family that week, and man, we never went out on a track where we didn't have two lanes,
right?
And whether it be top or bottom, and you just got to take advantage of it. They left the middle slick enough to where you could race, but they left it to where there was enough on top and enough on bottom to have a good show.
Yeah, listen, man, they've been getting hammered for years, right, about not having the track right, and for them to get a little bit of, a few pats on the back, right, from people was good, right?
Yeah.
And there wasn't one fan disappointed when they left here on Saturday.
Oh no.
So.
I don't even really think they wanted to leave, honestly.
Well, after that race on Saturday, the final, it was unreal. Like, just a crazy finish.
And there was only, see you, Kenny. There was really only one night during the shootout that we were here late.
Yeah.
With a record number of entries of almost 1,900 entries. I mean, there was going to be one night that was going to be longer than the rest.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we were still out of here 10:30, 10 o'clock at night.
Yep.
Yeah.
And to see all the fans, like, I don't remember ever seeing the front straightaway or the main grandstands off of 3 and 4 that crowded on a Saturday night. So, man, kudos to everybody that's involved. I know it's a small army to put on this type of racing event, and everybody looked like they did their part, and it was awesome. It was good.
So, shootout's done. We got a week in between. They obviously revamped the pit area to bring in where we're at now for the Chili Bowl Nationals. Practice went good yesterday. We only had one car flip in the parking lot.
They said the flip counts one already.
Yeah. Oh boy. Man, I really feel like this week's Chili Bowl is shaping up to be one of the best that we've ever seen. You look at it outside of Gravel and Rico, like, you got every heavy hitter here.
Oh yeah, and you always do, right?
Always.
Everybody wants to win that Golden Driller, whether it's last week or this week. And I think the racing is going to be great this week. Like you said, there's some great teams, great drivers here. You're seeing more and more multiple teams, multiple cars in one team, and I think that kind of proves what's happening here and how excited everybody gets to come and do this race.
So as a driver, because the best thing about you being with me on the show is we can always have that driver's perspective, right? So as a driver, do you think that running the shootout helps a driver for the Chili Bowl?
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always said the same thing about Knoxville, right? Like they were like, well, why do you go run 360 and then the 410? I'm like, it's just laps, man. It's just laps on the track. And there is some comparisons, and especially non-wing micros. But yeah, I think, I even saw an interview with Christopher saying, obviously he's been out of the dirt world for a few years, and for him to get valuable laps to help him this weekend, he said it correlates. So I think that's your real answer.
Yeah, what was his 4 words was "Thank you, Joe Gibbs."
Thank you, Joe Gibbs. Yeah.
But
and
we all know
everyone
the
stood
real
up and
reason
cheered.
why that happened.
Yeah.
Because Ty Gibbs took a liking to dirt racing.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, I watched that kid yesterday in
He was,
practice.
salty. Yeah, I heard he was.
Kid's
going
to be salty.
Yeah.
I promise.
Yeah.
I promise. I think it's gonna be good. Justin Pack, what's up, brother? Thank you, man. We appreciate the logo. Sean Hamilton, how are you, sir? Again, this deal right here that we got going on couldn't be possible without everybody that's involved up on this banner. Want to give a shout out to every single one of them. I have to look. I'm sorry.
We have a lot.
Okay. Me and Shane worked our tails off to make all this happen for you guys. We know how much you enjoy being here, so we wanted to make sure that we could do this here. We literally brought the lounge to the Chili Bowl.
We did.
We brought the casting couch. We brought the cheetah chair. We brought the cameras, but the cameras after hours can't be shown. Right? No black lights.
That's right. That's right.
So huge shout out to Duval Electric, My Race Pass, Kaiser Wheels, T2 Promotions, Abilene Powder Coating, Beaver Drill and Tool, Midwest Suspension. We got to fix that sticker on there because we can't see it real good, but we'll get that fixed. Safe Lock, Dirty Air, Kindles, Lambert Property Solutions, Family Outdoor, Laramie Crane, Permastone Countertop Solutions, Whitaker Glass, Arc Wrecking, Hoagie's Garage, Flying A Motorsports, One Way Performance, Wheeler Metals, WR1. And new to the not on the banner is Horizon Whiskey.
Yes.
Big supporter of Brendan Crouch. So glad to have them on board as well for this week.
Yep.
And hopefully beyond.
Yes.
We have, if you are here at the expo, we have a lot of merch here. We have bench racing hats, in rope hats, and flat bill hats. We have shirts. We have 4 different options of shirts.
Yeah.
Come by, come see us, come say hi, sit on the couch. Shout out to Busch Light. They're on board with us this week. Brought us a few beers.
They did. A few.
Beers.
A few.
But I also want to talk about this beer right here. So if you ever have watched our live show, we talk about Hero Haven. I don't know why I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
We talk about Hero Haven. So Hero Haven is a big, they support our veterans, and they take them on different hunting trips and fishing trips and get them out and support the ones that have the PTSD. They actually have a beer themselves. They brought it to us and sent it to us. And so if you're ever interested in anything about this, please let us know. We'll get you some information on it. So I want to have that on display as well. And then if you have any questions about the Horizon Whiskey, they have some stuff in the pits over at Brenham's Trailer. So we'll get you that too. So
yeah.
Man, we got a great show today.
We do.
We got a great guest.
We do.
A lot of history with this guest.
A lot of Oklahoma history.
Oklahoma history, racing history, with the whole family. So
Yes.
He's over there chit-chatting.
Yeah.
Steve,
You ready?
let's get it. So again, thank you to everybody that's here and hanging out with us. We have the one and only Steve Carbone. Actually, there was 2.
Yeah,
There was 2.
I'm the second.
The second, not junior.
Not the second.
The second.
Yeah. Mom very adamant about that. The second.
It's the second.
Yeah.
So co-owner, best dressed man, even
Even down to the
I already
socks.
seen what you did.
What?
Let me put my Vans up here to show off my new ones. You didn't have those at lunch, sir.
Yes, I did.
I didn't
Yes,
look
did.
under the
That's-
table.
You know better.
This man right here is what he's done in the racing community, especially the midget community here in the last 8 years,
Yep.
is something that should be talked about. He doesn't think that, but we talk about it all the time. So, Steve, welcome.
Hello. Long time.
Long time?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had lunch today.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know Steve Carbone, a little bit of history. Steve's dad, Steve Carbone, had an engine shop here in Tulsa that Shane worked at, Carbone Racing Engines. And Steve started Trifecta Motorsports 8 years ago with one car,
Yep.
with Staten Flurry,
Yep.
and now we have 4 cars.
We do.
For
4 cars.
badass cars.
Four badass
they're,
cars.
Yes.
They're nice. It's a lot of help. It's everybody says without their supporters and helpers, couldn't do it without them. Like, we literally couldn't. Like, there's so many people involved with what we do. That's the only way it works. But it's funny, you surround yourself with enough good people, the right people, and more just start coming around.
Good things
And
happen.
good things do happen.
Yeah.
And we're proof of it.
So I've said this on previous shows. I've said this to me and you just talking. To me, you guys are the true David against the Goliath.
True. We don't have a corporate sponsor yet. We're not getting free rear ends. We're not getting free tires. We're not getting free steerings. We're not there yet. After this year, I think with what we've got planned for this year, what we've got resource-wise, this will be we'll be able to tell what we're capable of this year.
So when you just said, I want to go racing, what made you want to do a midget?
Midgets have always been my favorite, and as some of the guys that I raced quarter midgets with will know, my mom was all for it if it had a wing on it. After quarter, it had to be a wing car. That she was just against it, and she never asked us for much. And we weren't always the best kids to her, so that was one of the things that we abided by. And I never got and racing a pavement midget around here was, 30 years ago wasn't an option. So and then growing up next to the Chili Bowl, it's just the best racing there is. I have no desire for a sprint car. I have no desire for anything else as far as a race car. Just this.
Yeah. That's good.
It's
Yeah.
Did you guys ever race against each other?
We did. Well,
no.
I think I raced more with your brother Paul.
Yeah, he raced with my brother. We were getting out just as he was getting in.
Yeah.
Did Darren start racing when you started?
Darren Pittman was a little bit.
No, your brother.
Oh, my brother? Yes, he did.
You guys started at the same time?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Pittman's actually got us in it.
Yeah.
First car I ever drove was Darren's older brother's car.
Okay.
Which I've
yeah.
actually heard he was the better talent.
Derek was same with me. I think my brother was a little better than
I might agree with you on that.
when we were kids, Derek was the better of the Pittman boys.
Yeah.
But soccer was his calling, and
Yeah.
and he's still
He's been
kicking ass
successful
at that today. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So
And we are such rude hosts. Do you need something to drink? Do you
no,
need
I'm
a
good.
Busch Light
I'm
or
good.
something?
No, I'm good.
Shout
You
out
see-
to
you
Busch
see-
Light.
I appreciate.
I had to put the
I
plug in there.
appreciate the support that Busch Light's giving you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see me drinking a beer, call the cops. Something's wrong.
I know.
You want a whiskey?
I was just saying.
I drink a whiskey, but
I've spent a few days at the shops here
Yeah.
lately, and
it's a call for help.
there's a few bottles of vodka we went through.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, so here's the thing. Speaking
Okay.
of your shop,
Yeah.
so I had a full life circle moment.
I remember that. I was there.
So I haven't been in that race shop.
I hate that I missed that.
I don't there was times when we worked at the engine shop,
Right.
and your dad would come in the back and say, "Hey boys, you need to shut the door because I'm not sure what's going to happen next door." Right?
Yep.
So me and Darren always avoided it. Like we parked in the parking lot, but we never went in the building.
right?
And so when I walked in there the other day, I'm like, oh my gosh, like quarter midgets are still there, and like that
Yeah.
was a
So what's
full circle moment for me.
and I'm glad I was there when that happened, right? Like, to see you walk in, kind of like, oh crap,
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'd been in there, but it was a long
Yeah.
time ago, and
What's-
obviously I was in and out, so I didn't pay attention there.
what's even funnier is like right before Steve got here, Tony Armstrong's sitting here,
Yeah.
and there's a huge picture of Tony
Dude, I
Armstrong.
sent a picture to him.
You know what I mean? Like,
He was like, "Where the heck are you?"
yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
no, it was. It's just the pictures you pass going down the little hallway.
For
to
those
get
of you who
inside
don't
the
know
shop.
what shop Steve, if you've been under a rock and don't watch my live shows, Steve's shop is the Afixico shop. If you don't know what Afixico is, Google it. Ron Schumann, Tony Armstrong.
Dude, it was a
Pete,
who's a who.
Pete Frazier.
Pete Frazier.
It's all-
I mean, just the amount of history in that building is just amazing.
I remember going to the Daryl Starbird show, actually, in this building, I think. And dude, there was like a whole square mile of
Yeah.
Fixco stuff,
That-
right?
that,
Like the boats and
Silver Crown car,
Yeah.
eight drag boats, 2 modifieds, 3 super modifieds, AMA flat track bike. Just if quarter midgets, if you could race it, it was
he
orange.
involved. Yeah,
It was
and everything
orange.
was always pristine.
Yeah.
It was,
and growing up around that, I just thought that was normal.
yeah, it was. Yeah.
So I figured out it wasn't.
I just got a text message. Strokes and Spokes was the shop too.
Strokes and spokes,
That's,
baby.
was
that
Paul.
shop's been a few things.
Yes.
And yes, it was
that
Strokes and
Paul.
Spokes.
Was
Yeah.
that Paul or was
Yeah,
that,
that,
was Paul.
What do you mean was that Paul?
Was
Yeah.
that Paul?
Was that
was
Paul?
definitely Paul.
Yeah,
definitely Paul.
If you needed hydraulics
Yeah.
or wire wheels, that was the place to go.
Well, the other night we were there. We watched somebody smoke a stop sign.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's always been an interesting area.
It's the,
Bro, okay,
always.
before that happened, we're all like garage door up, we're trying to load trailer, just get things in, and like all of a sudden like people start running down the street and looking behind them. We're like, what is going on here? And like we look across the street at the Easy Pond and like somebody's on the phone pointing, and we're like, oh yeah, they stole
Oh, yeah.
something.
I was waiting for first 48 to pull up.
Well, and then the week before that, you weren't there, but I had
Oh, yeah.
I had the kids there, and me and Bobby were there. We hear Station 15, right? Shout out to Ray Crawford.
Yep.
Ray Crawford was Station 15, right?
Yep.
So we hear they shut off. We're like, that's weird. Another set of sirens shut off. We're like, we better open the door. The abandoned house behind the shop is engulfed in flames and
It's
smoke
on
rolling
fire.
out of it. And then I'm sitting there like Snapchatting my kids, watching this house on fire. Send it to my wife. She goes, "What the?" I'm like, "It's cool. We're good.
Yeah, it's
We're
all
good. We're on Admiral. It just happens."
So Darren Pittman and myself worked for Steve's dad for, I don't know, 3 or 4 summers, and we had a lot of really good times in that shop. So the dude across the street with the pawn shop, Steve for some reason didn't get along with him that great, so we'd put anti-seize on his lock. And we always got there before him, so he'd grab a hold of that lock to unlock it. We were just dying in that front office glass window.
Oh, if we had Darren here right now, that'd like.
Darren's never done anything wrong.
Dude,
Oh,
Darren,
Just ask
come
him. Just ask
on.
him. He's never done anything wrong.
Come on.
he was the innocent one, right? He would always stand behind all of us laughing. No,
So-
man, it was great times.
You built a midget team. You've built it with Bobby Millister. We call him
Yeah.
Jakey.
Yeah.
What's it like being with Jakey?
It's always interesting.
Fair.
We absolutely wouldn't have what we have without him. I can't imagine doing it without him. But I would never. I'm always on him. You know, if opportunity comes knocking, you got to go. You go do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how he pays his bills doing what he does for us. But I'm thankful.
Yeah.
He's that passionate about it.
Yep.
He won't admit it, but I think he sees what he's built. Somebody got out of one of our cars yesterday and said that's the best car I've ever been in, and you don't hear that very often.
Nope, you don't.
So
Drivers always complain.
yes,
Oh,
we do.
always.
It's never perfect.
24/7.
We do.
Never perfect.
It's
I would.
and it wasn't Zach Dom that said that. Just so we're crystal clear.
He probably didn't hear anything.
Yeah, he wouldn't have heard. Yeah, he wouldn't have heard it anyway. But
Bastard. He said that on my live show. I'm doing a microphone check. I can't hear anything. Duh. You're deaf.
Yeah, literally.
So line up for the trifecta. We got Dom, obviously.
Dom on 7 U's Day. Yeah.
We got the Facetto.
He's Friday.
Yeah.
Got Gray on Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
and on the fence, Kyle Spence Thursday.
yeah.
And
So,
for those who don't know Kyle Spence, that guy drinks so much Mountain Dew.
yeah,
Like,
I have an affinity for Mountain Dew drinking drivers. He's no Kyle Jones, uh, but yeah, he's a Mountain Dew guy. He's a Mountain Dew. Kyle Jones. I mean, first thing in the morning,
Dude, not coffee. It's
and
Mountain
there'd
Dew.
be one
like-
on the table when he goes to bed, just
awesome.
nonstop. Bobby fat shamed him enough that I think he's down to 2 or 3 a day.
oh, there we
Okay,
go.
so listen, I've been trying for years to get in one of your midgets, and I just haven't quite cut the mustard.
You're
so,
so
like,
full of shit.
So how do you? What's the process you go through to pick your drivers for this event?
Well, Zach. This is the first. It doesn't seem like it, but this is the first year that Zach's going to drive for us.
Yeah.
We missed him 2 Chili Bowls ago. We weren't quite together. Then last year, he'd already committed to Bondillo.
Yeah.
So that's how that worked out. Pacino, as passionate. I watched the last 5 years every night over the last 6-7 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was here for all that. So I'm very familiar with Pacino.
Yeah.
And he's good in this building.
Oh, he goes
he's-
awesome.
From shootout to chili bowl, he's
everything.
just like good in this building.
He's made the A 3 times now.
Yeah.
Last year in our car was his best with a top 10. He ran 4th in his prelim, and the car in front of us, doesn't matter who it was, we were not on the same tires.
Oh.
And
okay.
this year it would be different, as we should all be on the same tires. But that one row starting spot
Made a huge
makes
difference.
all
Yes.
the difference in the world.
Yeah.
So we were that close, I think, last year to being a top 5 car, which the year before we came out of the B and ran 6th with Kyle Jones. Just quietly got up there and did what we did. Not the previous Chili Bowl, I had a NASCAR renter bail on me on the at the last minute, so I had a car sitting there ready to go. Asked 5 people, and 3 of them said Kyle Spence. So, which the year before he'd won a qualifier with Keith. You know,
I
he won the
remember that,
KKM
yeah.
Give Back.
Right.
Yep.
For no more midget time than he had. He looked really good, so we put him in there last year. Won his heat, second in his qualifier. I think we let him down on the car qualifying night. He ended up maybe 12th in the A, so he was in the C and was in a transfer spot. Car behind him didn't like that he was there, moved him out of the way, ended that run. But if you were watching yesterday,
Yeah. Yeah. Looks good.
He was pretty
when we
stout.
went to bed last night, the 9 was the strong horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By a lot. He looked perfect both times he was on the track.
Awesome.
It's
good.
And then the Grays, they were looking for something. They have a long storied history in racing, and
A lot of history with Darland, right?
yeah, tons of history with Darlin.
Yeah.
And you just never know.
Yeah.
Like the I don't want to be. I don't ever see us having a whole bunch of rentals.
Right.
But we had enough stuff to put another car together. Talked with them. They were here 2 hours. Excellent decision.
Yeah.
Super nice people.
The nicest.
That's the thing, right? Like when you put together a team, it's hard to get people to get along and work together. And when you get that, like, dude,
it
it's
just fires.
It's
And
magic.
and I have a job.
201
I don't want this to
888.
be a job.
Right.
No drama. Zero drama. If
Right.
it's drama, it's out.
Right.
Just out.
So and that's when you get into that renter world, you got to deal with dads. You got to deal with all this other
Yeah.
bullshit, right? Like, so it's like not having to deal with the dad bullshit and the mom bullshit. Like, I think that makes it that much better when the kid does good.
Yeah. And as appreciative as I was for everyone that called, that had the ability to rent that car, just some of them I knew we just wouldn't be a good fit.
Right.
Either I wouldn't be good for them, or they wouldn't be good for me.
Yeah.
We're way too passionate about this to not have fun the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we're just like I told the guys today at lunch. I can't believe where this deal is. I can't believe we're here. I can't believe I'm sitting here. Like, no joke. 12 years ago, I didn't come because I couldn't afford to get in the building.
Right.
It's just life.
Right.
But yeah,
And
here we are.
And I think for me, knowing that, right, like knowing, because we've known each other that long. I haven't known you as long as you've known Shane, because I didn't grow up in Tulsa.
Right.
But like knowing that aspect of it, that's why I always feel like it's that David versus Goliath, because you guys have dug through the trenches to get where you're at. And I respect the shit out of you guys, man.
It's this is the most humbling hobby sport you could ever be around.
It is so.
I don't know golf.
No. A $3 part is not going to end a 6-figure run.
True.
In golf.
Right.
You know?
True.
But that's I tease all the ball sport parents. You go to a football game, baseball game, whatever. Half of you are going home winners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's one going home from here Saturday.
Right.
One.
Right.
Out of an estimated
400.
388.
Yeah.
I'd say 388.
Yeah. Whatever it is. One. And
200 good ones.
yeah.
I was going to say, but
Yeah.
there's a lot that shouldn't be here, but I think they know they shouldn't be here.
Yeah, they're just here
And
having
they're
a good
for
time.
yeah.
Well, and
It takes all kinds.
there's guys. I can't tell you the top 5 last year. I can tell you who won. I know Corey Day was up there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the top 5 either.
And
Nobody cares who ran.
That's Bobby and I say it all the time. Nobody cares.
Nope.
No, nobody cares.
Nope. Who won the prelim nights last year?
Cannon. No. Wasn't hell? I don't know.
Exactly.
Not me.
It's all Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Saturday night, we got the A main at the Chili Bowl Nationals. It's not 55 laps anymore.
I'm very interested to see how that plays out. I hope.
It's going to be a
Less-
really quick paced race.
I think that's going to provide opportunities for the patient. I think probably the top 6 guys that are most likely to win it, I bet 2 or 3 of them don't see the checkered.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Just because it's going to be panic.
can see that.
There's not going to be, let's
There's
get in
no
the top
relaxed
5
time.
and ride
Yeah,
around.
no relaxed
It's going to be over.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so it could create one of the best races we've maybe ever seen.
So let's get to the meat of it. Outside of your cars,
Yeah.
best looking cars in the building.
I haven't made a full lap.
Okay.
I really like Willie's.
We knew that would happen.
Yeah, that looks like a race car.
It does.
Who's?
It's
Corey-
Corey Day.
oh, yeah.
That thing looks like a race car.
And Willie Kane stuff's always been like that.
No, I
right?
know,
Right?
I know.
Like his
That's because he
sprint
ain't got
cars
nothing
and-
to do.
Well, I'm just saying,
He
but his
just makes
stuff's
it
always
perfect.
looked
I know.
fast.
Hey, man.
I mean, we all
I
love
agree with
Willie,
you.
His
right?
car
But
does
like,
look good.
he's Willie's Willie.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
he's gonna make it perfect no matter what. He's gonna put it on the lathe. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do that. Like,
Yeah.
you look at Willie's cars throughout the years, and they are like literally like spot on no matter what.
We appreciate that.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Game recognizes game. Brian Dunlap's cars. The cars are always over the top, but the wrap this year I think looks really, really good.
Yes.
Yep.
On both of those
Little
cars.
pastel color action.
Yep.
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 Because outside of my race team, I drive a Toyota every day.
Mhm.
My whole family does. I do. Man, Jacob Denny's.
It looks
I
pretty
think that
good,
thing's
doesn't
hot.
it?
I
Love
think
that.
I think
Love that
that is
car.
a.
Yeah.
kill.
I agree with you.
And,
That-
and for those of you fans that have seen Jacob Denny's car, I have a Lumber Lounge shirt that's really similar to the same design.
It's
So
old
you can
school
come over here and you
stripes.
can get
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's right
Yeah.
there in the middle. Got
Yeah.
a shameless plug, right?
Um,
I love the old school retro look.
oh yeah, that's
Love
just
it.
cool. Well,
Love it.
now that we're old, I guess it's even
Well,
cooler.
you don't see it very often anymore,
Yeah.
man.
I know.
And when you do see it, it doesn't lay out right.
Okay, so do so we all grew up in the age of BMX, right? Like the Rad movie and all that stuff. So Ricky Bean Industries, or so he redoes BMX bikes, and like does like the mag wheels and the Predators and the mongooses and everything. Like he makes not makes, right, but like what he does to these bikes is like,
That's a habit I have, but I don't have it because I have this.
you have midgets.
I have this. I have 4 in boxes for someday.
Someday.
For someday.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, if you keep adding cars, you won't have someday.
No, we're done.
He's gonna
adding
need a
cars.
bigger shop.
We're done adding
No,
cars.
are we doing 5 next year?
No.
Oh,
No.
come on.
No.
You know, we kind of discussed this a little bit before you came on. You know, one of the things that you see now, and you know, just with KKM, right, with like key stuff, like 16 of them.
Yeah.
With your little team, there's 4. With Chad Boat, there's 6 or 7. See more and more multiple teams or multiple cars with one team, and I think that's the proof in the pudding of how serious people take this race.
I mean, to compete at their level, you're going to have to walk like them,
Right.
somewhat.
Right.
Yeah.
Just 16 cars worth of data 2 times yesterday.
Right. Yeah.
That's
right.
laps.
It's that that's 32 times on the track.
Right.
You know how long it takes us to record 32 times on the
Yeah.
track?
Yeah. More than one day.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just, I mean, he's built an empire over there, and he's done a good job with it, and it's the gold standard.
Right.
And you brought it up at lunch today, his tweet today.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's
Or
a
yesterday.
perfect tweet.
That's-
Like they're
that's-
giving.
Wait, so
well,
I didn't,
awesome.
I
A
didn't
hard time.
complain when I was parked at the back of the building.
Yeah, with one car that
Right.
was not current day caliber.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
and that's cool. My K feature plaque from 7 years ago,
Yeah.
I'm as proud of that as I am of anything. So it's
I can believe it.
I mean, there's guys that have been here 20 plus years and never walked out of here with a heat race win or a piece of hardware or
Right.
a Saturday night showing of any kind.
Well, I mean, look at when Robert Bell won his heat race. Look what that did for him.
It's still doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
I saw him being interviewed 3 different times today.
Yep.
I can tell you when I was growing up, if you ran well here, dude, it opened up so many
The
doors.
phone started ringing.
Yeah, it was
The phone with the
crazy.
cord, but yeah, it was the phone.
And unfortunately,
that.
I was terrible in a midget. So
Well, and
you're like against it.
I'm
You
not
d-
actually
You
against
don't
it.
want to be good in a movie.
I'm not against
You've got
it.
all the
just likes
opportunity.
wings.
It's he just. it's-
So we had a New Year's Eve party the other night, and so all the people we hang around don't know Shane as the race car driver, except for me and Chad Baseflug that was there. Okay, so we're sitting there, we're hanging out, and they're asking Shane all these questions about racing, yada yada yada, and then Chad's like, "Well, I raced too." Like, "Oh, what'd you race?" He's like, "Well, me and Shane raced the same thing but different, you know." And Chad goes, "So ask Shane about his non-wing deal."
It always gets brought up, right? Always.
And of course, we had to pull it up on YouTube. So that was the topic of conversation.
Huh? Yeah, it's always right there. I remember
Topic
like it was
conversation.
yesterday
But
because it
but
hurt.
It's different. Like when you run one thing so much and you try to get in something else, like it's your brain. You just have to do different things.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And the thing with a non-wing car versus a wing car, everything slows way down.
Yes.
I just didn't slow down.
No, you
Right?
didn't.
So
No, you didn't. If you want to see that, go to
and the
YouTube.
same
No,
thing, and same thing that I always kind of experienced with the midgets. I could never get myself comfortable to you're this way
yeah.
instead of this way.
Yeah.
Right.
That's fair.
And
That's
you're
fair.
sideways. You're never straight here. The guys that are good are never straight here, ever.
Never.
And I just could not wrap
Dude,
my
I
head
seen a
around it.
picture yesterday of Tanner Thorson's front wheels, and it's an outside shot, and like his right front's like laying back this way. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, the guys that are fast here, sometimes their front wheels don't even hit the ground.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
obviously
yeah.
when the track's got grip, but
Yep.
the guys that are good here are just good. They're just
They're just good.
comfortable. Yeah, they're just good.
There's, there's a reason they're.
And that's
they're-
one thing I kind of wish I would have done a little bit more. I wish I would have drove different cars more,
Yeah.
but it just didn't happen that way for me.
Right. Right. It's.
Yeah.
So they're calling up hot laps. That's usually about when we. But I want to ask you. Do you have expectations for this week? I know you probably have some sort of expectation, but what's realistically what's your expectations?
The goal, which is also expectations, 2 podiums and 2 in the show.
I can see that.
Well, with 1 podium and a 4th last year, that's only 1 spot better.
Yep.
Right. It can be easily done.
I think Friday night is going to be the surprise of the week. I think it has the most talent. There will be some hitters going to the C and D.
Yeah.
After
Everybody
Friday
switched.
night.
Yeah.
Well,
They
last
realized-
year,
they
last
realized
year,
after Justin Grant won every single Friday night.
yeah, all the drivers got together and decided that Friday was the easiest.
Yeah.
Michael didn't pick Friday; that's just where he landed. But yeah, but
Here's my thought.
if you can't beat him on Friday, you can't beat him on Saturday.
So So the guys that switch and do all this other stuff, I look at it as, why does it matter? If you can beat them on your prelim night, then you're ahead of them on Saturday night. So what does it matter?
Right, and do you want to go
Right.
out there and get comfortable racing
The mediocre
mediocre
people.
guys
Yeah.
and think you're all up
You're
on the
good.
wheel doing what you're doing?
Right.
No. You need to go out there and race with people that make you better,
Yes.
and that's
Yes.
that's how that works.
I agree.
So outside of racing, you sell Peterbilts,
Yes,
and you have a YouTube channel,
we do.
Peterbilt Steve.
It's a very
You even have shirts and everything.
yeah.
It's
It's
its
a
own
very niche 1% of 1% accident that happened.
Accidents are great.
It's great.
I have 2 kids.
It's that YouTube channel put my kids through college, so yeah.
My wife don't even know we have kids.
No, that's awesome. I didn't even know that until he told me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's-
I've obviously paid attention to what you do.
yeah,
But I
but
just
it's
never.
if you don't eat, sleep, and breathe Peterbilts,
Yeah.
you'd never know.
Yeah.
You'd never know.
Yeah.
And
But there's a lot of people that do because
there's-
it's still the best truck
there's
on the
a
road.
It's a cult
lot-
following.
Oh,
They're
it's
still
cult.
the best.
It's
Cult following.
Cult. It is a fair word. It's a lifestyle.
Yes,
Just
I
like
agree with
Harleys
that.
were in the '90s.
Yes.
That the Peterbilt trucking deal has always been that way.
Before
And,
the big baggers.
Yeah. But anyway, it's just it's another neat group like this to be a part of. It's all very similar. They're all always willing to help each other out,
Right.
and they're complimentary to each other.
Yeah.
It's
They
a
give
neat.
it's like being on a motorcycle. They give each other the wave. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
having a Jeep.
Yes. And not the Jeep.
So the
Well, I'm
Peterbilts
just
duck
saying,
each
right?
other.
Yeah, like they all
Yeah.
wave
The
at each other.
Peterbilts duck each other.
Yeah. I
Okay,
don't.
so I got a really funny story about Peterbilt. So I go to work for Hillenberg, and I knew Diesel,
Right.
his mechanic, was a big Peterbilt guy. So we get ready to go to Vegas for the first race, and I'm OCD. And we get in the truck. He's like, "Hey, you got to take your shoes off." I'm like, "What?" It's like, "Dude, no." So nobody comes in my truck with their shoes on.
That's
and,
a thing.
And dude, I walked in the truck. I'm like, I can see why. I said, I'll
that-
gladly take my shoes off.
That's the thing.
Dadgum, that truck was so nice.
I have a truck on order for a guy who was actually here. Customer of mine just happened to be in town 2 years ago for Chili Bowl. Got another truck on order for him, and he's like, "Hey man, at the bottom of the door when it comes in, will you put some of that blue tape on it? Because I don't want anybody's boot to
To
scratch
scratch it."
the bottom of the plastic door. And while you're at it, there better not ever be a boot in there." He goes, I'd really just rather nobody get in it. He
Yeah.
said, but I know they have to.
I want it to be a virgin.
And they're my customers. That's pretty common.
I can
Yeah.
see
For them
that.
guys.
I didn't.
Yeah,
and
but-
that's the
but-
thing. I didn't know. It's a
But
cult,
the
man.
the
It's-
trucks you built, because you've been doing it for 20 years, they're not just coming to buy a truck just to haul
No,
gravel. You know what I mean? Like
no.
These are trucking
serious
companies that
truckers.
yes,
Right,
absolutely.
right. Very-
Like some of your builds, bro. Like I'm just
It's just like this. I'm just super
I'd
excited
trade
to
my
be a
wife
part of
in
it.
for one of your builds.
It's you're so full of shit. It's no, it's fun to go to work and build custom trucks all day. That's I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
they didn't offer that in college.
No.
they didn't. And listen, Diesel's truck was had the chrome covers on the dash on the gauges and all
Oh, yeah.
the toggle switches and
You need-
the
Shifter up to here, yeah, shifter to God, yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking full on trucker, but by God, I learned how to drive a truck
Yep.
the right way.
it's
It was fun. That was a fun time.
yeah.
I didn't always enjoy it. I wish I would enjoy it a little bit more because Diesel was pretty tough to work for. But I did respect his
Well,
cleanliness and how he took care of Andy's stuff.
If he could work for Andy,
Yeah.
with Andy's approval,
Yeah.
you kind of knew what you were
Yes.
getting into.
No, absolutely.
So,
yeah. But no, it was. I learned a lot about Peterbilt's that summer.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. How was-
Hey, babe.
heard you
I mean,
talking
I'm on my
shit.
live
Yeah.
show right now. Okay, bye.
She heard
Wife.
you. She heard you.
Okay, so favorite trucker song?
Oh man.
All right, no,
Pro-
can we
pro-
do top five?
Probably Dale Watson, Exit 109.
There you go. Okay. I'm telling you. Okay, so we have this top five deal going. It's amazing.
All kinds of top fives.
All kinds of top fives. Okay, before we end this, there's one top five I want to know. And I haven't told Shane this, but I'm gonna do this for every person this week. Top five bucket list, whether you've been there or not, races,
Races?
not women.
ES or IT? We're man, I'd
And not so much just winning, just being there.
no, like, as a spectator,
Either one.
Baja. That's the only thing I've never been around. I would love to go do the Baja thing. Man, I've been so fortunate. I don't know what's next. A Formula. Probably Monaco, Formula One. Probably like to, even though I know the race isn't that good, I just like to go see what all that's
Yeah,
about.
I mean, just to be at Monaco. For sure.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I've got to go or participate in just about.
Okay, so let's do this. Top five races you want to win. Obviously, this, right?
Yeah, I did. I mean, yeah, this would be it for sure. Kind of all of them. There's, man, you think it's funny? Nobody in racing or nobody owes you nothing. Frickin' Humboldt owes me one. As silly as that is, I feel like our story won't be complete if we don't win in Humboldt, given the opportunity to race there. I hate that Little Belleville's gone.
Oh,
That was
Little
my
Belleville.
favorite. We raced there one time.
Oh God, I love
my
that
favorite place.
Yeah.
Carter said, "What's up? What's up, Carter?"
The BC would be cool. That's really about it. Once. This is gonna sound funny, and you might be able to relate this, but once you start winning, then it's just kind of
How come we're not winning?
well, no, it's not that. It's just those unobtainable or unbelievable goals are no
Right.
longer. Now they're not up on a shelf. They're
Right.
kind of on a to-do list.
Right.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have that lure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of
So-
Riley Gray, big supporter. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I like the old black for sure.
Appreciate
Thank
you, man.
Thank you.
Guys, pretty good.
Well, Steve, thank you so much for coming
Yes.
by.
Appreciate you,
it,
homie.
man. We know you got a
It's,
busy week, so
tonight's
Well,
rest night.
Today's the
but
chill night,
Today's
right?
chill night.
we,
but yeah,
we
it's,
wish you the best. So.
It's I appreciate that. It's hey, and Zach and those guys at Hasty Bake,
Yes.
I love what they did for you guys.
Thank
Yes.
you.
It's
Yeah.
Great dude.
That's all Shane right there, man.
Great company.
Oh, dude, they're great. I love them.
Yeah.
And you know, there's not very many things in this world now that are 100% American made.
Yeah.
And that's 100% American made
Yeah.
in Oklahoma.
It is. It is.
And
It's-
that's cool.
and
And they're great grills.
Living that close to Hasty Bake, I tell myself it's better than living close to Stevie Smith.
Yes.
Just,
Yes, 100%.
I've never
100%.
been. Believe it or not, I've never been out there on purpose.
Yes.
I don't
Exactly.
want to know what goes on out there.
No.
I've never been to the website.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
No.
But I'm in there once or twice a month.
Yeah. 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 No, that's
For those
that's
of
a
you who
good
don't
point.
know, Hasty Bake has come on board with us. They've given us this Hasty Bake Ranger, which is great for camping, racing, anything you can put in the back of your truck. It's a charcoal grill. You can smoke on it. You can do all kinds of different things on it. They are here in the expo. They have a tent over there, so you can go talk to them about all their other models. We have one to give away. All you have to do is come make a purchase of the bench racing or the Lumber Lounge and Garage apparel. We have hats, we have shirts, we have everything. We're going to give this away on Saturday night. You can take it home with you. So, yeah. Thank you again.
Yep. Appreciate
We
it.
appreciate every single one of you being here for the JST Motorsports Bench Racing live shows presented by Forge Construction. A special thanks to Duval Electric for making today happen.
The Duval that's putting on the
Yes.
100,000 to win.
100,000.
100,000.
100.
100,000. Chad Wheeler texted me and screenshotted it, and I said, I'm there. And he goes, in my backyard?
I'm thinking I'm going to take that weekend off.
Right?
I think it's the best thing you can sell is no.
Correct.
And the fact that he limited it to only 200 entries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet. Is it
Yeah.
closed? Is it closed?
I don't know.
Have we heard?
I got the same Snapchat that you got
Yeah.
that said, you could enter before noon. I have a code,
Yeah.
but 200 only.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll go
that's
watch
really
that.
cool.
The best part about Joe Duval is he doesn't do this to make money.
No.
He does it because he loves racing.
Yeah.
And
And he loves modified racing.
Yes.
He
Right.
loves
Yeah.
he loves
Yeah.
all kinds
He
of
He's
does,
racing
he
sprint
does.
car.
He's a big
He's a
supporter
flat
of our
track guy.
program.
Yeah.
Just because he likes it because we're both similar
Right.
in what we talk about OCD.
He
Yeah.
calls
Oh,
us push and
yeah.
flips.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. Those are 10 tops.
Yeah,
Fender- yeah.
I tell Chad, I was like, hey, how many times
Mud
did
turtles.
you change your CD going down the straightaway?
Yeah.
You know? Driving your taxi cab, you know what I mean? So, Steve, again, thank you so much for coming to kick off the week here at the Chili Bowl Nationals. Good luck to your whole team and
Appreciate
Trifecta
it.
Motorsports.
Appreciate all your
Again,
help.
Yeah, I say appreciate you letting me come and be a part of it.
Yep.
I'd love to be standing on stage with you guys.
You know where it's at.
I know where it's at.
Come on.
I've actually been there. I've been on that stage. I've actually have a driller.
Really?
Yeah. Me and Billy Lawhead. We won
Oh,
a
that's right. That's
we won a
right.
driller with Ryan Timms, junior sprint.
No way.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey, it's a junior sprint. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Hey.
He was a driller, and I was on that stage.
That's,
I never got one. My brother has two.
Does he really?
My brother has two.
That's awesome.
I had a chance to win a few, and then I either stepped on it or crashed or something. I don't know.
Ah, yeah, it happens.
I have one.
But you won a King's
they were-
Royal, so
they
that
were-
kind of trumps.
They were
the driller.
hard. They were hard to win back then.
I might trade it for that hat.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So maybe we get that hat there this week. It might match this red velvet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. We'll see.
Thank you for everybody for showing up today and watching the first episode of the JST Motorsports Bench Racing Live Shows presented by Forge Construction. Again, thank you to Duval Electric, and thank you to every single sponsor on this banner right here, and the new ones, Horizon Whiskey and Midwest Suspension. We got to get that lightened up. And thank you to Kylene for helping out this week with the merch. We'll be back again tomorrow. Tomorrow starts the day-old chili in the morning.
Yep.
Me and Shane will be back with Lane Goodman, and we're gonna have a good time. Cheers to every single one of you. We love you, and we'll be back tomorrow.